James Martin n'est pas seulement un ami de la France, c'est surtout un véritable héros de 40 ans qui a combattu à Brévent et durant tous les combats de Bloody Gulch le 13 juin. Il nous fait l'amitié d'être ici pour nous dire quelques mots. Jim Martin is not only a true friend of France and Normandy, he's also a true hero who fought in Brévent in the south of Carentan on June 13th.
I'm very impressed with what I see here, and I'm very much humbled to be a part of it. And I consider it an honor and a privilege to have been a small part of history. The United States, after World War I, became very isolationist. We were not going to be in another war. We even passed laws to that effect. That caused the United States to come into World War II much later than we should have. It became very apparent as time went on, and we heard Hitler's rants and some of the protesters in the United States, and we saw what was happening to Britain and France, and it was obvious that without help, this thing was going to be really bad for everybody in the world, not just Europe, but us also. And I was one of the worst isolationists you ever saw, but I eventually came around to the point that, no, we're going. The laws prevented us from going into direct support, so Lend-Lease came about. There's always a way to get around a law if you really try. We did get into it, not to save Britain and France, but to join Britain and France as allies, each contributing to what we had and could do. Due to that fact, this thing was terminated in our favor. Like all wars, we have said that we'll never have another one like it. Don't believe it. There will always be wars from one generation to the next. You've also heard said about the American generation that we of World War II, the greatest generation, and we've never had people of that caliber again. I refute that completely. I've been to Fort Campbell. I've seen what goes on there. I've seen the active duty people that are here today. I've talked to many of them, and I can tell you the men of our generation are fully represented today. They are better educated academically than we were. They work with weapons that we had no imagination about, and takes really smart people to operate. I'm fully confident that our United States Army, the British and the French, faced with the same obstacles they were before, can perform in the same way. And I wish to thank every person that's in the service today, both here and abroad, the best that there is. And I am not envious of you, but I honor you for what you are doing today. You're every bit as good as we were. In fact, I think in a lot of cases you're much better than we are. Your officers, I've talked to many, clear up to general. I'm extremely impressed. As I look at all of you soldiers here today, your dress, your discipline, I'm not worried about any of it. We're going to prevail. And I thank all of you, and the governments and all the people that make possible for us veterans to come back here. And while it is really nice to have this acclamation, all of this adulation, it is rather embarrassing and humbling, because I think you will find every one of us feels that all we did was what we were asked to do, nothing more than that. Thank you, all of you.
Juste pour résumer brièvement, Jim Martin se sent bien entendu très humble et honoré de nombre de personnes présentes ici. Il se souvient qu'à son goût, lorsqu'il était un jeune homme, les États-Unis d'Amérique sont rentrés beaucoup trop tard dans la guerre et que lui, en tant que jeune homme, eh bien, il bouillait de venir intervenir quand il voyait ce qui se passait en Europe, du côté de l'Allemagne et du côté de l'Italie. Éventuellement, les États-Unis sont rentrés dans la guerre et ont pu permettre de retourner le sens des événements.